about this run up in price of Bitcoin this year again, and its relation to Tether. Tether is related to the Bitfinex exchange, and Tether is supposed to represent $1 for each Tether. At the start of the year, Tether had about 10 million in market cap, and right now, if you look at the top of the screen, Tether has like 1.1 billion in market cap. So this is a huge increase in the market cap of Tether over a year, and a lot of people think that Tether is a fraud. I don't know if it is, but if you look at the price of Bitcoin, it seems there seems to be a relation between the two. The price of Bitcoin is fueled by people buying it. Like there's more buyers than sellers. And so I had this idea of looking to see how much the rise of Tether may have influenced the rise in the price of Bitcoin. And so what I did was I looked at the historical data for Bitcoin. I looked at all the data for this year, from January 1st till through like the December 15th. And I'm going to take the closing price as the average price of Bitcoin. So I copied this and I put it into a spreadsheet here. So I'm going to use this closing price column as the average price for Bitcoin. And then I'm going to make some assumptions. So the miners produce Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin that they produce, I'm assuming that they're going to sell. So that puts some downward pressure on the price of Bitcoin. So their average of 10-minute blocks, and then for the mining reward this year has been like 2.5 Bitcoins per block. And I'm going to make an assumption that there's 2 Bitcoins in fees in each block. Obviously, lately that's been higher, and at the beginning of the year that was lower, but I'm making these assumptions. So I'm assuming that there are 14.5 Bitcoins per block as miner reward, and that comes out to 2,088 Bitcoins per day. So I'm going to take the closing price as the average price and multiply it by 2,088 Bitcoins, and I'm going to do that for every single day. And then I'm going to go down to the bottom of the spreadsheet and I'm going to sum them up. And this sum right here, I've come up with $2.4 billion in mining rewards. So I'm assuming that the miners, when they mine their Bitcoins, because they're paying costs like their equipment costs and their electricity costs, I'm assuming that they're going to sell those Bitcoins in the open market at the price that they got them for. Now, the increase in Tether has been from 10 million to $1.1 billion. And so if Tether is nothing but fraud, if there are no US dollars backing up Tether, how much of Tether is responsible for this $2.4 billion in sopping up the mining emissions? So I calculated that, and that comes to 47%. So if Tether is a fraud, the expansion Tether has bought up 40% of the mining rewards of Bitcoin this year. And if Tether is a fraud, it could explain a huge amount of the increase in the price of Bitcoin this year.